Hello, hello, this is Paper Cuts Included coming to you live from the Ninja Turtle sleeping blanket, and that's how you know it's legit. Today is going to be another pickup video. We've been doing some really good under the microscope videos. I hope you guys have been liking those. They've been fun to do, and if this is your first ever Paper Cuts Included video, this is a comic book YouTube channel ran by 3 working artists who talk about comic books, comic book art, art in general, specific artists, what have you. And to prove it, I'm going to show off some of the artwork I've been working on. I'm working on a little mini bootleg Ninja Turtle story, mostly because I got some Posca markers and some black paper, and I really wanted to experiment. So I have been experimenting. It's been real fun, real challenging in some ways, and I hope I can push this idea further into something. Maybe I might try to live stream me working on it if that's something that the audience would like to see. I wouldn't mind doing that, although I'd have to figure out how to do comments or the chat. I'm old school. I don't know how to do all that. I think this is the last page. Yeah, and then it's just yep. But yeah, that's my artwork. So today's gonna be another pickup video, like I said. But before that, I want to give a shout out to someone who makes these videos possible, that being my wife. You know, not to get too blushy, but she's there for me with every video I make. She's there with me with any book I buy. So I wanted to thank her personally from the bottom of my heart. I couldn't do this without you. So we went to a baseball game today, and she bought me these little pins. I watch minor league baseball. It's the one non-nerdy thing I do, but she got me this little pin set of our team and all the other teams that are the Seattle Mariners affiliates. So go Travelers! And it was a really fun night, a really fun date night. So there's that, and I guess we'll actually get in today's video. It's gonna be another pickup, and we are looking at one of, well, probably my favorite artist of all time, that being Geof Darrow. Geof Darrow, I believe, should be on the Mount Rushmore of artists, in my Mount Rushmore. Him, Allred, Mike Mignola, Frank Miller, you know, people like that, and maybe Jamie Hewlett. Jamie Hewlett might squeak in there. For artists that have inspired me, the books I love to read, and so on and so forth. So I actually got all these books, I think, at the same spot. On Free Comic Book Day, we went to this one store, me and a co-host usually don't go to. They usually have nothing priced, which makes things awkward. But this time, any back issue was $4. So I decided, hey, I'm going to get 40 bucks worth. I'm going to get 10 books. So I stocked up on Geof Darrow books. And a couple other books we'll do single videos on. So I got these 2 concrete issues that Geof Darrow did the covers of. I did not know he did all 6. I'm going to have to go back there and buy all 6. Because Geof Darrow, like I said, is amazing. Some characteristics of his artwork is he's very technical. You know, a perfect circle fits in a perfect square. I have some of his pencil books that will be a video of its own, and you just see how technical he is, how in-depth he is. You know, he's slow as a tortoise drawing stuff, but it's, you know, incredible works of art. And he works big, you know, 20 by 25 paper, you know, these huge pieces of artwork. He does amazing pencils. He doesn't color his stuff hardly ever. I don't know if I can say I've ever seen Geof Darrow colored stuff himself, which sometimes is a problem. I think people who, Stuart, one of his newer colorists, sometimes he muddies his really fine pencil work and it kind of washes out. I say that about Frank Quietly too. I compare Quietly a lot to Darrow. I don't know who, you know, if Quietly maybe got inspiration from Darrow, but it wouldn't surprise me. They're just so technical. But I'd say where maybe Quietly's a little bit more technical, but Darrow's much more whimsical. His worlds are so crazy, off the walls. If you're looking for a crazy off-the-wall book, look at Darrow. You know, he's worked on stuff. One of my favorite books of all time is Hard Boiled, which is about a tax collector gone rogue. And, you know, he's also done stuff like Big Guy, a giant robot story. And, you know, he's incredible. He's a great guy to listen to. You know, if you're watching this video, you've probably heard of the channel Cartoonist Kayfabe. But if you haven't, go check them out. They have probably 10 plus hours of Geof Darrow interviews, and he has some incredible stories. He worked with Mobius and was really good friends with Mobius, which we've talked about. He was maybe friends, or he was, I don't know if they are anymore, friends with Frank Miller. That's who he did Big Guy and Rusty the Robot, and, you know, Hard Boiled. That's what they did that kind of stuff on. And he's like Allred, where he somehow knows all these different artists, and they're just incredible. It's insane, you know. But let's just talk about the art. I feel like this is going to be one of the most fanboy episodes, because I could talk about Geof Darrow for years. You know, I hope I get to talk to him one day. I hope he comes to like a Dallas Comic-Con or something close, because I would love to shake his hand and say, how do you do, you know. And in the comments, put your favorite Geof Darrow book. Mine's Hard Boiled. One of my co-hosts would say Shaolin Cowboy, and the other one might also say Hard Boiled. But it's in, you know, his art's incredible. So let's just look at like all of this rubble on concrete. Like it's not, each rock's different. None of it's the same rock. Whereas I feel like a lot of artists would do like 3 different rock sizes. Whereas Geof Darrow probably made this as a, you know, maybe he had his daughter bury him and then she took a picture of him. I would love to see that, because it's so well done. And there's, you know, none of his figures will look the same. None of his nature scenes will look the same, to a point. Some of his desert scenes look a lot alike, but hey, who knows? You know, and then you get this more simplified version with the sharks, where each shark is a little bit different. You know, a random bump here, a little bit of nose flare there. It's just incredible. And once I get all 6 issues of this series, we'll probably do a review on it. Now, I will say Geof Darrow only does the covers. He doesn't do interiors, but I like concrete a lot too. So I wouldn't mind just doing a concrete little episode, you know. Or maybe 2. We'll look at 3 here, 3 there. See how it does. So, but there's the 2 concrete books I got. Maybe, hopefully, in a couple weeks, I'll be able to get the other 4. But for the meat and potatoes of this video, here is the Shaolin Cowboy. Probably my second favorite Geof Darrow creation. One of his older creations, in a way. I think there's a book called Bourbon Threat that he did that has a character who he's gone on a record saying that is the Shaolin Cowboy, that I believe came out in the late 80s, maybe early 90s, that he created while he was in France. And I have the French copy of that book. We'll definitely have to look at it one day. Pages of that book were put into a heavy metal, or maybe it was just a metal Orlant, the French version, or the original, because heavy metal is a American French import of that book. So let's just rip it right open, or let's look at the covers first. I have to remind myself, this is the second take of this video, because I felt like the first one was way too fanboy. So let's just look at it more, you know. Let's put them all like this. Maybe this will look good, maybe this won't. But like, Shaolin Cowboy is a great book, like I said. If you want zany adventures, read Shaolin Cowboy. This one's about him fighting just so many people. Shaolin Cowboy never fights just one person. He's fighting armies of people. You know, this is my favorite cover of the lot. He draws cars so well, and he has models upon models of cars to look at. He draws architecture amazing. He draws just simple cans of Coke amazing. It's incredible what he does with a pencil, you know. I think everyone can agree on that. Just drawing a hermit crab like that, you know, putting a car on a hermit crab. That's so, I wouldn't think to do that, but other people have. I know the Fallout games has a hermit crab enemy, so I wonder if that was inspired by Geof Darrow. But he's incredible. You know, one of my co-hosts is jealous I was able to get this issue. He really wants it, so maybe me and him will be able to work out a trade. You know, he's got Big Damn Hard Boiled, which I'd love to get so bad. Let me know in the comments if you have it, because then I'm jealous of you. That's probably my white whale of a book, is Big Damn Hard Boiled. And then we got another really good cover of, is it Pig Kong Pig? A giant pig who wants to kill the Shaolin Cowboy, because the Shaolin Cowboy killed his mother years and years and years ago, and it's a great revenge story. So let's bust her open and see why I'm fanboying so hard about this guy. You know, let's look at the back first. For each cover, he does a little cool world building in a way. The Shaolin Cowboy's doing something or another, and here he's finding himself in the doghouse when he agrees to help the Stick Chaser clan recover their long-lost bone of contention from the Valley of the Dreaming Duck, right off Route 21. Accompanied by the clan's best fighters, the Shishin no hounds he encounters, and must counter the evil of the Chekala demon, who wants the bone for his own. A tense, explosive drama ensures the bone gets buried. Like, this could have been a comic all on its own, but Geof Darrow just does this really cool little back cover, and he does that with all of his Shaolin Cowboy books, at least all the ones I've seen. And I just love them. You know, but no, let's, you know, maybe you can see it, maybe you can't, but maybe let me try to zoom in a little bit. That didn't look like it helped a lot. I'm gonna zoom back out. The rocks are so finely detailed. Like, it's insane how detailed they are. I feel like another characteristic is he utilizes line weight so good. That might seem like something like, oh, obviously, but people forget to do line weight. Study line weight. You know, draw a line, draw a character's arm, draw it 5 different ways with 5 different line weights, and you'll be getting some wicked results. You know, like these birds. These birds, you know, the big feathers have such a heavy line weight compared to the rest of their body, and it shows that they're giant feathers. You know, like, remember to do stuff like that. And I don't know if we'll talk a lot about some of Darrow's books. I'd love to. I can't talk about Hard Boiled on this channel because of those first 3 pages. I think would get me demonetized or in trouble with maybe job interviews if, you know, they ever look at stuff like this. Hopefully not. Just looking at art, man. Don't silence me. But I guess if you can't look at a statue of David anymore without getting fired, who knows what they'll get mad at you for. But just look at that can. That is such a well done can. You might be like, it's just a can. Why do you care? It's like, because try to draw a can. Try to draw a can that detailed. You know, it's not going to come out how you think it is. You're going to get frustrated. At least that's what happens when I do it. I might just be a crap artist, but who knows. But I think it's insane. Does he letter his stuff? Oh no, Nate Pike at least does it on this one. Really good lettering, in my opinion. Geof Darrow is an amazing letterer too, though. Maybe we'll look at some single panels from Hard Boiled where he does some really creative sirens with some ambulances. So we'll have to look at stuff like that, you know. And also, his panel layouts don't break the mold, but they're awesome. They keep it flowing. They keep it natural. You'll never read a Shaolin book or a Geof Darrow book and be like, that's a stagnant page. That's one of his best qualities, is he makes pages look organic and they flow. And you can tell he's inspired by Japanese movies or French movies, you know. He thinks out of the box. Cool donkey. So, you know, like I said, line weight, like drawing that, you know, his shield shirt that way. You know, how does he think to do it? How you know, why did he make, you know, that line a lot thicker than the other? Just try it. Experiment. It makes the world look more lively. It makes your characters look more natural. And just looks better, you know? his art's so good. When I say I could fanboy, I could fanboy. And he's learning how to heal himself. He got hurt. This is the second, I believe this is in a trilogy. I forget, it's Shrimp Buffet the first one, then it's Who'll Stop the Rain, and then it's the conclusion of this trilogy, Cruel to Be Kin, which is his newest book and is getting a black and white edition, which I'm gonna have to buy, and then we'll probably definitely look at it. And I think that's coming out right around my birthday too, so thank you, Geoff. So his art's incredible. His cars are incredible. He does amazing puns too. Like in Hard Boiled, he has such great billboard puns, and that's something that I feel like only he can pull up. Like he's doing a fish sticks joke right there from like South Park. You know, it's incredible. And more just great panel layouts. Like, look at this 2-page spread. Like, I feel like a lot of people aren't going to try to achieve this. They're going to say it doesn't work. But he makes it work and also just doesn't overdo stuff like this. Now, he draws big too. So it wouldn't shock me if each one of these panels is its own giant piece of art. And I'd love to see. I would love to just tour his studio in France and just I'd love to see what he has on his bookshelf. What does he take for inspiration? What does he like to read? You know what I mean? I feel like I need to say Geof Darrow needs to start a YouTube channel. Or at least a blog channel. But I digress. You know, another really good 2-page fluid, you know. And then it ends. So you get, 4 pages of it. And then you get this really well done truck. Like, he buys the really nice models of toy cars. And I'm sure he just, puts it on the floor. He sits on his table and just draws it like that. His level of detail is insane. And just more like little, what do you call it? Landscape pieces. I'm browned out so bad for a second. Like, he does so good with creating a world. None of his characters look alike. And they're all just crazy in their own way, Like he did a Fallout cover for one of the Fallout books, and it's insane how Fallout it is. He's not a video game person. Like he got his start working at Hanna-Barbera cartoons on Super Friends, so he's been around the bush a couple times. Yeah, let's flip past the Nazi crabs. As much as I'd like to look at them, I don't want to get in trouble. So, he just doesn't, drawing a Volkswagen Beetle from just, that part. It's incredible. Another landscape, the way he does animals, and his animals talk, which is always fun. The main antagonist in this little trilogy, or this series, is King Crab, who wants to kill Shaolin Cowboy for eating his family. He draws such a detailed crab. That's not fair. How do you get to draw crabs so good? What's your trick? Do you have like a pet crab? You have Joe the Crab or something that you just stare at and study? How? I know when he draws bones, it's because he has bones. Whenever he sees a cool bone, like a dead animal or something, he collects it and draws it. That's awesome. And, to end it with this awesome 2-page spread, you can't say that there's a slow point in a Shaolin Cowboy book. It goes from action scene to action scene to action scene. That might not be everyone's cup of tea, but it's awesome with background stuff. All throughout this series, there's pterodactyls stealing babies, stealing other stuff, and there's a story behind it. It's incredible. It's an old-timey gas station. With these awesome cars, with the hermit crab coming out. It's incredible what he does. And if you want to be a comic book artist, I feel like Darrow's one of those people you need to study for 1,000 hours. Study how he does line weight. Study how he does landscape. Study how he does cars. The earlier you start studying, the sooner it is you'll get better. Like I said, it takes 1,000 hours to get better. 1,000 hours at the table and 1,000 hours studying, and Son's gonna get better. So just study. That's my takeaway of the day. So we're just gonna look at the first issue of this because we could be here all night if I look at all. Oh, I forgot to show you also. I got the Cruel to Be Kin issue 2. I got the whole Stop the Rain, and then I got this Jim Rugg variant cover of Cruel to Be Kin. So I'll have to put it next to my Ed Piss score, Cruel to Be Kin. It's funny, I think I got both these books at the same place, but like maybe a year apart or something. So there's that. Really good cover too. I love how he kind of comes in and blocks the sea. I don't know, that's just nice. But no, there's our Geof Darrow pickup video. This is a lot better than the first video, because the first video I was just like, oh my god, he is so good. Let's just talk about how good he is. And you know, this channel is supposed to talk about the art technically more than me being like, oh my god. But that being said, oh my god, he's so good. You know, like I said, I'd love to meet him. I'd love to talk his ear off. Just listen to him. He is an immense fountain of knowledge. So read his books. See his interviews. He's a really interesting guy. He had a pet alligator when he was a kid. He had pet tortoises. Was it Big Giant Wally and was it Hot Rod or something like that? He's incredible, and I need to wrap it up because I could just talk about how good he is. I don't want to seem like too big of a fanboy. But no, you know, we just did our 20th episode on the channel. It's been real fun. Thank you for all the people who have been here since day one. You know, I have no intention of stopping anytime soon, so I guess you're just stuck with me. This is almost a weekly comic book channel. I post Monday to Friday, every day at 10 a.m., so turn your notifications on. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me out. I'd like to thank all the people who watched this video. If this is your first ever video, thank you. I hope you liked it. Thank you to all my longtime fans. You know, some of the comments you guys have been putting have been really amazing, really insightful. I've learned a lot doing this channel. If you want to see more of my artwork or my co-host artwork, our links will be in the description below. And, you know, it's been fun. I think this is going to be Wednesday's video, if it uploads right. We should have a very, very long video Thursday that me and the mysterious co-host who I've been talking about forever appears, and we talk about Planetary, the first number 0 in the first 2 issues of Planetary. And then Friday I will be calling it Miller Friday, where we will look at Frank Miller books, and we're going to start it off with a doozy, Ronin #1. So I hope to catch you there. You know, if you like it, like, comment, subscribe. Really helps me out, and I guess I'll send you on some marching orders, and I'm out of here. Make more art.